Hey, what's going on, everyone? Nery Rodriguez here. Welcome to the Garden Statement. Appreciate you kicking off week 7. Yes, week 7. Can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. We have another great show full of great interviews and highlights. Let's jump right into it, starting with last Thursday, a much anticipated short conference matchup between 5-0 Rumson Fairhaven and 3-2 Bergen Catholic. RBC has owned the matchup since 2019, and they're right on schedule as they score on the opening drive and take an 11-0 lead to end the first quarter. But that's as close as it would get for the KCs, as RFH not playing around. They answer right back and scored 19 unanswered going into the half, and just a great performance from junior running back Kellen Murray. He finished this one with 182 rushing yards on 28 attempts to go along with 3 touchdowns. And Mr. 5000 Owen O'Toole doing what he does. 250 yards passing. He also had a passing score. And how about receiver Jordan Angstrich? 10 grabs for 205 yards and a touchdown. And can't forget about the Bulldog defense. They hold RBC scoreless for 3 quarters and had a forced fumble and interception. They go on to take this one 26-11, and we caught up with Kellen Murray and Owen O'Toole after. All right, no web interview this time. I'm here with Owen O'Toole. Tell me, how's it feel to get this awesome win over RBC?
Feels great. I mean, the rivalry's back. That's what we wanted.
So when we spoke a couple weeks ago, I asked you, do you guys have this one circled? You were very humble. But tell me, what was this week of preparation like and just getting ready for the KCs?
I mean, it was the whole season. We had a hard schedule, but not that hard. We got through Point Borough, and the other weeks we knew we could take care of business. So, it was 3-4 weeks of prep. I mean, our coach has been watching film for this one for, I don't know, since the summer. So, we've been ready to go. This is the one we wanted. We had it circled, and we did our job.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of football left. I know you're going to enjoy this one for a little bit, and then it's right back to, the grind because the bigger task at hand after falling to Westwood last year. We still have a lot of football, but what is it going to take for this RFH team to stay consistent?
Just this, not riding our highs, not going off our lows, just staying composed, and just focusing each and every week on 1-0. Our goal's 13-0, and that's what we're planning on doing.
All right, we got to get this guy an ice bath. But Kellen Murray, tell me, how does it feel to get this big win over RBC?
It feels great, man. We had it circled on our calendar throughout the whole year. People are kind of questioning if we had a strong schedule we were playing against because we're getting a lot of wins. And I think it's a huge statement win for us as a team. We had it circled on our calendar. We were preparing all week. We were taking it 1 week at a time, though. We were just super pumped going in, and we got a huge statement win.
Yeah, and for you tonight, man, 3 tutties. Did you think that was going to be the case when you woke up this morning?
I mean, I trusted my O-line. I had faith in them, and I knew they were going to get a push throughout the whole game, and that's exactly what they did. They showed what they're capable of, and we just did what we were supposed to do.
Friday, we were in Princeton for a big national matchup as powerhouse St. Francis Academy of Maryland taking on undefeated Hun. The Raiders battling injuries in this one. They were without starting running back Chase Enlow and Rutgers commit Kamar Archie not at 100%. They trailed 10-0 at the half, and then St. Francis really opening this one up in the fourth. Trailing 17-0 heading into the fourth, South Florida commit Jeremiah Koger putting on a show. He's going to fight his way in there to make it 24-0, and not the greatest showing by the Raiders as they're going to drop this one 38-6. Hun loses its toughest matchup on their schedule. The home opener not going the way they planned. Luckily, they still have 2 more games in Princeton. As you know, they'll have that matchup against Petty on November 2nd scheduled. Jumping ahead to Saturday, 4-1 Bergen Catholic, the #1 ranked team in the state, hosting a limping 3-2 Paramus Catholic team. Paladins without their starting quarterback and running back in this one, and Ohio State commit Quincy Porter taking full advantage. After the Crusaders go up 13-0 to end the first quarter, Porter, how about a one-handed catch? You thought he was done? Think again. Later in the second, he's going to take the pass from Dom Campanelli. And forget gang tackling, you got to bring the whole crew with you, including the water boy. Quincy's loose. And before you know it, it's a dazzling 54-yard score. That'll give BC a 27-0 lead at the half, and they'll take care of business with a 34-0 victory to improve to 5-1. More exciting matchups heading into Week 7, but before we take a look at the schedule, we have 3 more interviews coming up that feature Pope John running back Tylik Hill coming off an exciting win over Seton Hall Prep. We catch up with Don Bosco quarterback Deven Sisler returning after a monster hit against Bergen Catholic, and arguably the #1 wide receiver in the state, DePaul Catholic receiver Dez Jones. Let's catch up with our guys. All right, our next guest, his Twitter followers may know him as the best running back in New Jersey. He's coming off a big win over Seton Hall Prep. Let's welcome in Pope John running back Tylik Hill. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Pope John beats Seton Hall Prep 26-20. All right, you finished this one with nearly 200 yards rushing, and you had almost 100 yards passing. Take me through this game, and what did Coach kind of stress to you guys this past week, getting ready for the Pirates?
Our assistant coordinator, Coach Gibbs, all week in practice, he was telling us if we practice hard all week, the game would be easy. Like, it was a slow game first half, so we started off slow, but Coach made some adjustments at halftime, so we came out second half and we turned the whole game around. We came back, we scored like 20 unanswered points, and we put them away in the fourth quarter. That was really it right there. Coach really just told us just work hard all week in practice, and the game, it shows for what we do in practice.
And I know the record may not reflect the kind of season. You go to 2-4 with the win, but that schedule, that's a tough schedule. Here, I'm gonna pull it up. That's a tough schedule. You're coming off the tough loss to Del Barden. I was there for that. You were shocking them on homecoming. And you had the big loss to Bergen, and you had that loss to DePaul and Paramus Catholic. So I know you guys were really, really hungry for this one, especially, like I said, you're coming off the one to Del Barden. What do you think went differently in this game compared to the other ones?
I feel like we finished the game strong. Like we didn't like just take our foot off the pedal. We kept going. Like Del Barton, we should have put them away. We had that game in the bag. We can't really blame it on other things. We should have put that game away. So this game, we had to make sure we just put it away, and that was it. That was the difference right there. We put them away. Make sure we did that.
Yeah, and it looked like you didn't hang your head at all. And let's talk about something fun. You had an 86-yard passing touchdown. Throughout the week in practice. Did you know that was going to be the case?
Yeah, we did that. We did that play a couple times in practice, but that pass wasn't as pretty as it was in the game. Like in practice, it wasn't that pretty. Like definitely threw a couple ducks in practice, but in the game, it looked pretty good. Like I've been doing it like that the whole time. But I think that just came out right then and there when it was time to shine. Yeah, it just happened.
You think Coach might have to move you back there and come like play all the time, things get tight, are you willing to take on that task?
I'm willing to do it all. I'm an athlete, so coach need me to play quarterback, I'll go play quarterback. If he need me to go block for him, I'll go do whatever it is he need me to do. So of course I'll be willing to play whatever coach need me to play.
Yeah, and he's really just revitalized that program. Just talk about playing for Coach Gustone, and like I say, you guys been through a ringer this year, but even last year, you guys really surprised a lot of people. Just talk about what it's like playing for Coach.
Coach Dom, he believes in us. Like he pushes us extra hard in practice. Like he knows, like this senior class, he's been putting a lot of faith in us the past 4 years. He's been hyping us up since we were freshmen. He got a lot of faith in us, and he thinks like we're the class to turn Pope John around. Like so, with him putting that trust in us, like we go out there and we play for him. Like we appreciate Coach Don a lot because he put a lot of faith in us. So we like going out there and playing for him. Like it's a nice culture he has there, and he just wants to bring the old Pope John back and have us, how Pope John used to be back then. If you don't know how he used to be the culture at Pope John, like he's big on the culture. So he just pushes us, and we love Coach Don for that, and we're a big family.
That's great to hear. These last 2 weeks, you guys, it would have been easy to kind of hang your heads, but these last 2 weeks, you guys have really, really, it looks like you're fighting harder than ever. You have 3 games remaining on the schedule, and a big one upcoming with St. Joseph Montvale. Just what are the vibes like, at practice, and what do you guys, how are you guys kind of looking at the rest remaining of your schedule?
Um, we're working. Like we still want to prove everybody wrong. People they think we nothing. So we got a chip on our shoulder, and I know my teammates. They wanna win the state, and I know myself. I do. So I'm gonna hold my team accountable. I'm gonna push my team, and going to St. Joe's, they're a great team. So we're not gonna sleep. We're gonna definitely take this whole week hard. Like we're gonna work hard this whole week. Make sure we get all our assignments right, everything, and just prepare for this game because we know it won't be easy. But they come into this game sleeping, and we'll wake them up. We'll wake them up. They come into this game sleeping for sure.
Well, we're definitely gonna be looking out for that one. So, like we were saying before we got started, I know you have Asbury Park roots. Um, and I went to Keyport, grew up there. Just you know, is there anybody else on your team that is from like that area, Monmouth County, anything like that, Shore Conference?
My teammate Prince Joshua, he came up. He came up here to Pope John with me. He's from Asbury Park with me. He played football with me. We kind of came up here together, because it's just a better opportunity out here. So yeah, we came up here together as my brother right there. So yeah, he's from Asbury Park too.
Does it give you that little the little extra fuel you kind of put on that you're the only Monmouth County guys up there?
Of course, like we putting on for Asbury Park every day, every time. Like that's all that's the goal. Like just to put on and get a better education out of the opportunities out here. Like that's the whole goal. So when we're out here, we're definitely looking at the bigger picture, putting on for Asbury Park too. So yeah.
That's awesome. And I'm assuming when you were a kid, you had to have gone to a couple of the high school games before. Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
of course. Yeah.
For those who don't know, it's a really unique place to go and play. Just kind of talk about the culture there they have at Asbury Park.
Yeah, the stadium is crazy. It's probably I think it's the best stadium in New Jersey. Probably I'll give the Battle of the Beach the little with all the carnival stuff. I'll give that. I like that too. But we got one of the best stadiums. Like not just the bleachers. It's a big stadium. And we got that band. Everybody loves the band. Friday Night Lights. Like it was a different vibe. I remember like back then watching the games. I definitely would have loved to play for Asbury Park, but it's just better opportunities. So it's definitely a great environment there, though. I love it. I love watching the Friday Night Lights games, and it's lit.
I love that. Well, I don't want to keep you too much longer. Like we said, you have a big matchup coming up this week against St. Joe's. Do you have any parting words, and what do people need to know about the Lions going forward?
We're coming. Like we're gonna work hard, and don't sleep on us. Like we got dogs. Like everybody know me, but we got other people, and I hope y'all like one day y'all gonna wake up. Y'all gonna see like it's not just me, and we got other dogs on the team too. I hope y'all see my O line, of course, because I hope y'all don't think I'm doing it all on my own. Like we got some dogs up front, and we got some dogs on the defense too. So Yeah, I just want everybody to wake up, see like Pope John, we really got some dogs.
For sure, for sure. And shout out to my guy Tyler Hauser. He's a great player. Tylik, appreciate you jumping on, bro. And good luck this week against the Green Knights, all right?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
All right. Our next guest, they tried to take him out, but they couldn't stop him. D Sizzle, Deven Sisler, Don Bosco quarterback. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
For him. Absolutely, absolutely. You survived that big hit in Bergen. We had to have you on the show. Before we get into talking about football, just how are you feeling? Since that hit and everything.
I feel great. To be honest, it's kind of a miracle that I felt like great right after. Like the next day, I felt fine. But I don't remember really much from the game. I mean, I don't even remember walking off the field. I just remember being in the ambulance. But I feel perfectly fine right now.
That's good. I sent you the video, and that was strictly just so you could see what happened. Did you ever wind up watching it?
Yeah, I watched it several times actually. I had to show it to all the doctors. I really appreciate that. It helped a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought about it. I wasn't gonna put it all over social media, but I figured it would hopefully be beneficial to you. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. So yeah, your return, and like we said, like you alluded, we thought we might not see you for a while. You came back for was the Joe's game? That was your first game back, or you came back? Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, that's right. So you came back for Joe's. Were you nervous at all? What was kind of your mindset? I know you're preparing for a really good team, but just for you personally, were there jitters, nerves of anything like that because you took such a big hit?
Not really, but going into that week, like it was a really unorganized week. A lot of conflict happened. I didn't really get cleared until Tuesday, and then Wednesday our school had a flooding, so we weren't able to practice. We had like a walkthrough Wednesday and a walkthrough Thursday, so I really only had like 1 day of practice going into that game, like 1 or 2 days of practice. So it was definitely hard, and our team had a lot of adversity that week. But I mean, we went out there and we just executed.
Yeah, and what what was the support like from your teammates? Because I know they were glad to have you back. They really fought hard while you were gone. They came up short, just short against a really talented DePaul team. Just what was it like when kind of in that moment before you guys took the field last week?
Well, I mean, right after my injury, when I got back from the hospital, all my teammates came to my house and came to support me and really just showed a lot of love to me. And I know going into that week, we were all just hyped up because we really, I mean, our backup QB, Dylan Rona, was fighting injuries too. He has a torn labrum. So, I mean, we're all beat up in the quarterback room. And then me being back is a huge save, brought everyone together and we're just ready to go back and win it all this year.
For sure. And that game against Bergen, there was just so many different things going on, from the weather to obviously they lose you, but it was just it, it was a grind. It was a grind. It was exhausting to watch you guys. What do you think the team learned from that loss? And was it beneficial?
I feel like it was beneficial. We showed that we can hang in with a team like that. And even with we had 5 turnovers that game and we only lost by 4. And you take away 2 plays and we win that game, or you make a couple things don't happen, a couple plays go our way, the game's totally different. It really showed that we can compete with those teams and be battled through so much adversity and still being able to stay in that game is huge.
Yeah, it'll definitely be helpful for you guys down the road because the schedule's only going to get harder from here. But let's jump back to that Joe's game. You're coming off the big injury at versus rival Bergen Catholic, and then lo and behold, you sling it for 252 yards, and yeah, 53 53 rushing yards and a rushing score. So, just talk about your play and, what was working for you against the Green Knights.
We really just want to give our athletes the ball, make our athletes make plays and take some shots down the field. We really haven't taken that many shots down the field, so we decided to break them out this game and really just try to air out the ball a little bit. And then also just our players just made some plays. I mean, Isaiah Alvarez had the game of his life. He played great.
He sure did. And like we were just kind of talking here off screen for a little bit, senior night this week against Seton Hall Prep. They just suffered a tough loss at home to Pope John. So they're going to be playing you guys very hard. You never want to be anybody's, homecoming, senior night, things of that nature. What are the vibes like in practice this week, and what are you guys doing to prepare for the Pirates?
I mean, our coaches made it clear they're going to coach us hard. Don't treat any game lightly. Treat every game like it's the biggest game of your life because it's the next game. So we're going into the week hard, working every day and harder than we did last week. Don't ever take a team lightly.
For sure. And, not to harp on the injury too much, just, it was tough to watch you walk off that field, and we were hoping to see you back soon. So it's great that, we're even talking about you getting ready for this week. But just putting things into perspective, did it kind of, give you different perspective on everything? Just like in terms of, not knowing when you would get to play again?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it really put into realization that your last play could be whenever. Like that play that you're playing right now could be the last play you ever play. And just really now I know never slide again because you're just vulnerable to getting hit, so I won't be sliding no more. But it really just makes you want to play 10 times harder, not knowing when it could be over.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Maybe a little bit of slide. We don't want to see you,
Yeah.
we don't want to see you too out there. But
Yeah.
after Seton Hall Prep, you got Paramus Catholic. They're a little banged up right now. And then you're gonna finish off the year with Peters before, playoffs kick in. What can you just say about the remaining games on your schedule, and what are these coaches stressing to you?
I mean, our coaches are stressing on winning out, treat every game as like it's the biggest game of your life, 1 week at a time, don't look ahead. So right now we're really focused on Seton Hall and just game planning for them and being able to beat them one game at a time.
Yeah. And, our previous guest, we had Tylik on here. We're talking, he's an Asbury guy. We're talking a little bit about short conference. I know you started out in the short conference with Central or Southern. I always get
Central.
Central. Okay.
Yeah.
Just when you're up north, just talk about what's it like when you run into another like Monmouth County guy or former short conference guy.
I mean, it was great. I've ran into a couple of them recently, and they just show love, like respectable, knowing that we came from almost the same place.
That's what's up, man. Short conference taking over. Deven, before I let you go, do you have any parting words, and what do people need to know about the Ironman going forward?
We're back, and we're winning this whole thing. Just one game at a time. We're going to roll them. Go Bosco.
Love it. Love it. Well, Deven, I appreciate you jumping on, brother, and good luck this week against the Pirates.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. We've been waiting for this next guest to come on for some time. He's finally here. Ohio State commit, receiving specialist for DePaul Catholic. Let's welcome in Dez Jones. Welcome to the show, brother.
Appreciate you.
For sure. For sure. So you're off to a 6-0 start. Coming off the bye week after a huge win over Don Bosco. Tell me, what's the vibes been like for the Spartans?
Hey man, we trying to keep humble as possible. We ain't trying to get big headed. Also, day by day, game by game. And, you know what I'm saying? Just never underestimate our opponent. We're gonna go up to St. Peter with a great mindset.
Yeah, and just talking to you a little bit before we got on here, you're playing that neutral site, Hinchcliffe Stadium, Patterson. It's going to be a homecoming for you. Just for you, senior year, a lot of special moments. But what's it going to be like to play in that environment and in that stadium?
We played there last year, but this will be a big one because it's my last year, senior year. So we got to come out with a win. It's gonna be good for my family and stuff. They can show out easy. It's right in their backyard, so they gonna pop out. So it'd be better if we come out with a win. So we gotta make that happen.
For sure. Where'd you play Pop Warner?
For Sioux City.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So like we're saying, you're off to a 6-0 start. You're coming off the big win to Bosco. What has been the key to success for DePaul so far?
I'll say like we be getting each other better the whole time. Our coaching staff is unbelievable. They be always hard on us. Our work ethic in practice, service, really everything behind closed doors. We just show it in the light when you get on the field on game day. So that's really good.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're not going to see you guys face off against Bergen. That will be the real state championship. You guys are, top 2 teams in the state. Tremendous talent on both squads. This DePaul Catholic offense is special. You on one end, you got Elijah and Derek. He's been slinging that thing. It feels like forever now. And you have just a great supporting cast. Just talk about this offense and, just as a whole and what do you think has just been the key for you guys gelling so well?
Our offense, we got weapons all around the field. Receivers is crazy. Me, EB, Mason, Steven, AJ, all those guys. And then running back to backfield, we got Nolan. And then an upcoming sophomore, y'all probably ain't really like get to see him pretty well, but he's gonna be tough. Derek, he is saying, yeah, I don't know how to explain. He's crazy. Our O-line just been working day by day. They've been good every week.
Yeah, and that's my apologies. How am I gonna leave out Nolan James? The disrespect. That's on me. So you're getting ready for a big matchup with St. Peter's. Like I said, homecoming for you in Patterson underneath the lights. Family and friends going to be there, but just kind of focusing at the task at hand. Peters has kind of been an up and down team. I know they got a couple new pieces in terms of coaching. And they've been in some dogfights so far. So what's preparation been like for the Marauders? And what's coach stressing to you a lot this week?
As you know, we came off the bye week, so you know what I'm saying. It's been a little slow last week, but we stepped it up this week, and the game more played up. So it's a little slow, but we still been working as hard as possible. The coach is still been on us. We still going on the game plan. I ain't gonna tell the game plan, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's really it.
For sure. And you got to take care of this game. I don't want to have you looking too far down the road, but you know what the expectations are for this team. The history, the tradition. They want you guys in that. They want you to be the last team remaining. You fell short last year to RBC, and you're looking like the favorite. What's it going to take for the Spartans to be in that championship game at the end of the year?
We just gotta keep playing what we playing. Let's not underestimate no opponent. Just do the whole year. Just keep playing for the person next to us. We gonna be on top.
I like that. You still got a lot of work to do this season, obviously. I know what your goals are, but just kind of let's step away from high school real fast. You're committed to Ohio State. Congratulations. What an honor. Tell us what kind of went into the decision-making process to go to OSU.
I felt the love from the coaches. Like, I love the culture over there. I can see how their model is developed here, and I can see they definitely developed here. As I've seen in the video, they developed people that come from high school that wasn't like all that he was going out of college, and being able to learn from that receiver room, going against BIA, the defensive group, every day in practice gonna get me better every time. So and the coaches, I have faith in my coaches. I feel like they're gonna buy into my talents and they're gonna get me where I need to be.
Yeah, you'll have some Jersey guys over there. Shout out to my guy David Benosin. And I know we got a couple other hitters over there. Did you watch this past game versus Oregon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't put you on the hot seat, but give me some of your initial thoughts. You don't have to go too deep, but just watching the result.
They pretty good game. Defense, I feel like defensively, they was attacking on that kid, but he got caught back though. I ain't really worried about that. He know what he's capable of. Offensively, I think they played pretty good. They just had a little mistake at the end, but he good though.
Yeah. So obviously you're committed, like we just said. What was your favorite part of the whole recruiting process, and what's something that really stuck out to you? It could be meeting somebody, seeing something, facility tour, things of that nature. Just, what was one of your favorite parts?
My favorite part, probably like seeing all those people like on the internet, being able to see those guys in person. It just felt unreal. I'm like seeing them like YouTube and actually being there. It was actually crazy.
For sure. I've been to one Ohio State game my entire life. Ohio State versus Michigan 2016 is a movie. So congratulations to you, and get to play in what I think is the greatest college football rivalry game in history. I don't want to keep you too long, but do you have any parting words, and what do people need to know about the Spartans in 2024?
Spartans in 2024. And we coming for where we left off at, man. We came off short last year, but we ain't gonna come out like that again. We're gonna come out on top this time for sure. We put in too much work in the offseason to come off short.
I love it. All right, Dez Jones, I appreciate you stopping by, brother. Good luck this week against the Marauders. Take it easy on my guys from prep, all right?
I appreciate you.
As always, appreciate all our guys stopping by. And yes, we will be on hand for that exciting matchup between Bergen Catholic and Del Barton. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Let's look ahead to Week 7. All right, starting with our premier Thursday night matchup between DePaul and St. Peter's Prep. These two no strangers to each other. Last year, DePaul taking this one 46-20. This one going down at legendary Hinchcliffe Stadium for Zone 6. Shout out to our guys over there. Just kind of reiterating what we said in our interview with Dez Jones. St. Peter's Prep, not their best season, but the Marauders are scrappy. They've been in a couple close battles. They're 3-3, not bad. They're just going up against the second best team in the state, right behind Bergen. And as mentioned, they have that three-headed monster. Really, it's four heads. With Derek, starts with Derek Zaman back there, a quarterback. Then you have Nolan James, and then there are two threats: Elijah Burris and Dez Jones. I think it's going to be a little bit too much for Prep. And I think it's going to be around last year's 46-20 score. Jumping ahead to Friday, we got some good matchups going down. Starting with, how about Hopewell Valley? Bulldogs. They just took down Burlington Township in that battle of two undefeateds. I believe they're 7-0. They're taking on Steiner. I like them to go 8-0. A good South Jersey matchup going down. Washington Township going down to Kingsway. How the Dragons doing this year? The Dragons 6-1. Minutemen 5-1. Should be a movie. Moving along, Millville at Cherokee. All right, this battle of the 5-1 Bolts taking on the 4-3 Chiefs. That record not indicative of what Cherokee's had to go through. They play a monster schedule, so this one I still like the Bolts in this one, but I think Cherokee's going to give them a good fight. Moving along, Hillsboro going up to Piscataway. Not the ideal season for the Raiders, but they've been scrapping. And how about the Chiefs? They're surprising people. Shout out to our guy, Jahai Johnson. As mentioned a couple shows back, he tied the national kick return record with 3 in a game, and they still lost. An incredible stat. Shout out to them. This is a good matchup. Probably one of the best public school matchups on the board this week. Tough to say. Give me Hillsboro on the road. Moving along, how about my guys, the Rawway Indians? They're 5-2, looking to score a big win over New Brunswick and Ridgewood Northern Highlands. How about this North Jersey matchup? Two teams with state championship experience over the last decade. I know Highlands took the matchup last year, but give me the Maroons on the road in this one, Ridgewood. The biggest matchup on Friday night going down in Ramsey, Seton Hall Prep taking on Don Bosco. It's senior night for the Ironmen. Seton Hall Prep fired up coming off that close loss to Pope John, but Don Bosco in a different league this year. They barely lost to Bergen Catholic despite not having their starting quarterback, and I think that loss is going to be a problem for anyone remaining on their schedule, as I see them finishing really strong, if not making it to MetLife. But give me Bosco. Moving along, Somerville at Plainfield. This is a great public school matchup. The Pioneers still undefeated at 7-0. The Cardinals 4-2. Saw them against Woodbridge not too long ago. Got some great athletes like receiver Joel Cordoba. I think the Pioneers keep the wagon rolling. Give me the Ville. And another one on Friday night to keep an eye out for, Donovan Catholic at Rumson Fairhaven. Donovan, not the team they were last year without Najee Calhoun and RFH rolling right now. I expect them to keep the train rolling, but I still think it's a good game to look out for, as Rumson kind of just, hitting all the names, hitting all the main stops on the short conference tour. I don't know. Just watch it. All right, looking ahead to Saturday, St. Joseph Montvale going up to Pope John. Can the Lions pull off another upset victory? Going to be pretty hard against Coach Augie Hoffman and company. They got a lot of hitters like star running back John Forster to complement players like their quarterback Lamar Best. The Lions have played a really tough schedule, so I don't think that record is indicative of what they can do, but I'm still going with Joe's in this one. Also, shout out to the NJIC teams, semifinal football already. How about Woodbridge at Summit? The Barons still undefeated. They're taking on a 2-loss Summit team. I think this is another great public school matchup, and I think the Barons keep the train rolling. I see them going to 8-0. Rivalry week for the Oranges. West Orange going into East Orange. Always a great matchup. These two have traded blows the last couple years with this rivalry. I haven't seen my guys, the Sharks, in person this year, but I have seen West Orange. They lost to Phillipsburg, but they do have some athletes over there. I'm gonna go with the Mountaineers in this one. I think they've taken a couple tough lumps this year, and this is one they definitely want. Can't be losing to your crosstown rival. And how about this Middlesex County showdown? St. Thomas Aquinas at St. Joseph Metuchen. The Trojans, the heavy this year in the BCC. Joe's starting to find their footing a little bit more under longtime Ridge head coach Bill Tracy. Both teams have been in some dogfights this year, but I think STA is playing at a very high level. They heard the criticism, put together a harder schedule. I think they keep rolling here. And of course, the matchup everyone wants to be at, the big guy on Saturday, Bergen Catholic at Del Barton, a rematch of last year's non-public A final at MetLife Stadium. I've seen Bergen twice this year. I've seen Del Barton once. Del Barton squeaked out a close win over Pope John 35-34. Bergen took care of Don Bosco in the rain at home. That's a big win over your rival. However, they did it against their second-string quarterback. And then, like I said, I just saw them handle Paramus Catholic. Hear me out. I think Bergen takes the matchup. And I think they control this one thoroughly for the first half, possibly most of the third quarter. But for some reason, this Del Barton team, they have a lot of gumption. What I mean is they do not quit. They're determined. And they're one of those teams I feel like when they fall behind, they're even scarier because they have nothing to lose. So they're just going to be pushing forward. I expect this one to be close. Give me Bergen 30-24. And that is how we're wrapping up week 7. Well, there you have it. Another great show. As always, appreciate everybody stopping by. Before you go, please give us a like and subscribe. And below in the comments, let us know what you thought of today's show and where you're heading. And wherever you're going, be safe and represent well. All right, everybody. For the Garden Statement, I'm Nery Rodriguez.